So we are going to talk today about interpersonal communication, and it is our final health skill for the year to talk about. We've gone through a whole load of other ones, and today we're going to finish up with interpersonal communication, and then we'll kind of revisit it throughout at home assignments and maybe another time in here. But I wanted to have you in here today because we're going to do something with all this stuff we have going on in the room. So interpersonal communication is how we share ideas, thoughts, and feelings with others. So any way that you communicate your feelings to other people is a way that you share your thoughts. Right now, how am I sharing my thoughts with you?
By being a teacher.
Okay, I'm being a teacher, but what am I doing? I'm talking. Okay, there's other ways that you share your feelings and your thoughts and that kind of thing. So in just a second, you're going to turn and talk to somebody near you. You're going to try to come up with as many ways that people communicate with each other that you can think of in 1 minute. You just can't use mine. Mine was talking, so you got to come up with other ones. Got it? On your marks. Get set. Go.
Texting.
Texting.
Sign language. Emailing. That's basically like texting.
Oh yeah, writing, like writing down.
I think sign language is a good one.
Facial expressions. People draw when they're yes, I know. T-shirts. They just make like a sad T-shirt.
20 seconds.
Oh, yeah, that's. I don't really know.
I mean, you can like express with your facial expressions.
I already did that one. Your hair. If you have bad hair day, you probably
Ooh, that's a tricky one. And stop.
Makeup.
Okay. Tell me some of the ways you came up with that people communicate or that you might communicate with others. Tegan.
hair.
Your hair. So how you wear your hair is an expression of how you feel or what you think. Absolutely. Sophia.
Sign language.
Sign language. Yes, and for people that don't talk. Gavin.
Emotion.
Explain. Because emotions are words that we feel. But how might I express those emotions? What might be one way? Keep thinking, Mary.
Facial expression.
Facial expressions. Really hard right now in this time because you only get to see my eyes and up. So you don't know if I'm smiling underneath my mask or if I'm frowning at you underneath my mask. Okay? When we can see the whole face, that's often better.
So you can make it Asian.
What's that? Body movement. So your body language. How you stand. So if you came in today and I was standing here like this, you might think that I'm not happy with you. If you came in here and I'm jumping for joy, you might think I'm crazy today. Okay? If you come in and I say, hey, and I have big bright eyes, you're going to think something different. So yes, body language is absolutely one of them. Tegan.
Writing.
Writing, yes, like the actual writing, like you could write a note, you could write a card, you could send all that kind of stuff. That's so true.
If your like clothes have like writing on them and it says like happy or something.
So true. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Clothes you wear.
Okay, so let's look up here and see what some of our comics can tell us and see if you can pick up what they are showing. This one's, so it's Lucy and it's Charlie Brown. And just by looking at the first box of it, what do you notice about Charlie Brown's body language? Confused, sad, mad.
Depressed.
Yep. So it says, so what do you think? What difference does it make? You never listen to me anyway. She says, I was just making conversation. And he says, when you make conversation, you have to listen too. And then she says, oh, you do? Question mark. So she is not understanding, because if you ever watch any of the Peanuts cartoons, she talks all the time. Okay? Next one down here, look at Snoopy's body language. He says, Charlie Brown says, no, not tonight. And then Snoopy, because Snoopy doesn't talk, goes like he's what? Sad. And then Charlie Brown says, oh, all right, but it's so ridiculous. Other dogs go to bed without having a piggyback ride. And then the final one is, it's not what you say, John, it's how you say it. So your tone of voice, the volume of your voice, those things make a difference and can make somebody feel like you might be acting different than you are. So for example, if I walked home tonight and I walked in the house and I said, who left the dishes out? Who didn't put them in the dishwasher? Who did this? What would my kids might think?
She's crazy.
Well, she's mad, they're in trouble because I was yelling. If I walked home and I said, who left the dishes on the counter? Who didn't put their dishes away? Who didn't throw their macaroni and cheese box away? Could that be taken different? Yeah. I'm not screaming mad, I just might be a little disappointed. Absolutely. Okay, so looking up here at our skill cues, we're going to have skill cues again. But for the first day, we're going to only focus on the top two. We're going to identify feelings, thoughts, and ideas, and tell feelings, thoughts, and ideas. Because that's a big deal. It is really hard to know what you're feeling sometimes and be able to express it. Other than being able to say, I'm happy, I'm good. Well, actually, if I said to you, how are you today? You'd be like, good, fine, tired. That's pretty much what I get out of all middle schoolers. I don't really ever get, I am exuberant today, Mrs. Lange. Or I am feeling high anxiety today, Mrs. Lange. So we're going to look at and define some different feelings and then see if you can start to identify those in you. Because once we can identify them in ourselves, then we can deal with them better. But if you don't always know what you're feeling, it's hard to communicate that to somebody. Right? Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So, your next challenge is to turn to your person again, and you have 1 minute to come up with as many feeling words that you can think of without looking around the room. Look just at your partner. Look them in the eyes. If you want to look them in the eyes, look them in the nose. And share any feelings you can think of, like happy. That's an example. Keep track on your fingers. Ready? Go.
Angry, sad, happy, frustrated, stressed. Keep them on fingers. Happy, sad, angry, restless, anxious, joyful, bored, tired, excited, energized, annoyed, horrified, same thing as happy, excited, nervous,
20 seconds.
I want to say beautiful.
no, you can like
I got 10.
Ashamed, frightened.
Shy.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Would one person in your group raise their hand and tell me how many you guys got? Macy, how many?
Like 15.
Nice. Audra?
14.
14. Tegan? 15?
18.
18? 19? Dimitri Jackson, any? 19? Okay, good. So we have been able to now identify more than what they say is like the average person can identify 5 or 6 feelings. We've identified more of them. Now we're going to start to dig into them a little deeper. And you're going to see if you can identify them. So in just a second, you're going to scan this QR code. It's going to take it. Wait, stop. It's going to take you to a website where you get to take a quiz. You're going to look at people's facial expressions. Then you'll get 4 choices. You're going to pick one of the choices. If you get it right, I'm going to give you a piece of paper, and you're going to make a little tally on that piece of paper. If you get it wrong, no big deal. Got it so far? Once you get to question 21, it's going to start asking you weird things like, how old are you? What's your political beliefs? Where do you live? That kind of thing. Don't answer any of those questions. Like, what country do you live in? So don't answer any of those questions. You are just going to answer the first 20 questions, and then you will have your score on your paper. Got it? Okay. Okay, looking at your scores, I heard we had a 14. Braxton, what'd you end up with? 14. Ty, what'd you end up with? 14, Sophia? 13. 13. Yours broke. 11. So we're right in that average. So what does that tell us? What does that tell us?
We know how to read.
We know somewhat how to read facial expressions. Are we perfect at reading facial expressions? No. Can we bank on the fact anytime we walk into a classroom or we walk home or we are out with our friends that we can look at them and know exactly what they're thinking and what they're feeling? No. We might have an idea. We might have some thoughts. We might wonder if there's something. But we don't always know for certain because it's really hard to read facial expressions. It's hard to identify them in yourself too sometimes. So what we're going to do today is kind of talk about all the feelings that exist, and we're going to kind of place them in a little grid like I've set up in this room that's very much like the grid up here, and talk about how this guy from Yale, who is a professor at Yale, he and all his researchers really study emotions. And his big question is permission to feel, like always saying, how do you feel today? How are you today? Like, do we ever really answer that truthfully? Or do we just spit out the first word that comes to our head? And so we're going to use this thing called his mood meter to help us identify different feelings. So here's the mood meter, and set up in the room is the mood meter right now. You can see I have the colors hanging from the ceiling, and we are in a grid. This y-axis, all the way from here, all the way down to here, talks about energy. How much energy you feel like you have. Let's walk the grid. If I go down here, I have positive energy. So I have a little bit, a lot, and a whole lot more. If I head that direction, that goes negative numbers. So this is, I don't have much energy. I really don't have it. I'm getting kind of tired. I'm pretty darn tired. Okay. The x-axis is how you are feeling. How pleasant are you right now? That way is positive. I feel good, feel even more pleasant. Wow, I feel really great over there. And over here, not so pleasant as I go down the line. So you can see the positive numbers are the feeling good, and the negatives go down there. Yellow, which is right here, and is over where Gavin is sitting, is where he is feeling pretty pleasant, and he's feeling like he has a good amount of energy. So for example, he might use the words, I'm feeling excited, or thrilled, or the very highness number that comes over there, that's B in the back corner, would be, I'm exuberant today. Okay? Those are more high energy feelings. As you get to green, right here, you still feel pleasant, but you don't have much energy. But that's not bad. You might just feel like, I'm calm, I'm relaxed, I'm happy just to be here. Okay? Over to this side is blue. So now we don't have much energy, and we're not feeling very pleasant. Okay? That might mean you're feeling sad or bored. And then in red, over there, you have high energy, but not pleasant feelings. And that could be like that anxiety feeling. I know when I have my anxiety feeling in me, my heart starts to race, my stomach doesn't always feel good, my muscles tense up. There's a lot of energy going in my body, but I'm not feeling pleasant. So I would put myself in the red box when I feel like I'm having anxiety. Other people might say they're there if they're worried or they're angry. So what he did, and he and his researchers did, is they made this grid, and it has 100 different feelings on it, so that we can start to identify where we feel. So for example, give me a coordinate. Like, what?
-5, 5.
-5, so here I am, -5,
+5.
and then +5 over there in that corner would have me being -5, being serene. That means just like as relaxed as I could be. Okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to think about how you are feeling at this moment, and I want you to get up and go stand somewhat distance from each other in that quadrant. So look up here and see, and then go to that quadrant. Go. Okay, so what I see now that you are all standing in the grid is there's a lot of you in green, which means you are feeling pleasant. You just might not have a lot of energy right now. I have some of you over here in red that you're feeling high energy and not so pleasant. And then some of you over here that are maybe a little low on energy and maybe are a little low on the pleasant feeling. And that's totally fine. Wherever you are on the grid is totally fine for where you are now. Now, could that change? Yeah. You could change in a moment's notice. Like if I heard an announcement that came on right now and they said, ice cream truck is outside. Everybody that wants to can go out and have free ice cream. Well, if you love ice cream, you may head out there right now to be a part of that free ice cream. When that tornado alarm went off just a while ago on your phones and you look outside and you're like, it's sunny, it's not raining, it's not doing anything, what's going on? You might have been a little confused or you might have been a little nervous, like something's going on and I don't know what it is. So things can change. Right now I want you to move to the quadrant where you think you were this morning when you woke up. All right, so what we can see is Gavin is our morning person. Gavin was happy to get up. He's standing proud in that yellow quadrant. We have a few of you that are over here in blue, which is not uncommon. When my alarm goes off, I am not feeling very pleasant about it, and my energy doesn't kick in right away. So I would agree. I would be more of a blue person if I had to talk about what I felt like this morning. All right, head back to your tables. Grab your piece of paper. You're going to make a grid of sorts. Take your piece of paper, fold it like a hamburger.
But it's not a hamburger.
I know.
But it's not.
Use your imagination.
Using my elementary
So
talk.
wait, can we eat it after?
And then fold it like a hot dog so you have one box like this.
Probably.
This is just like stem and origami.
Oh, origami I am not as good at as folding box
I am the
paper in
best.
fours.
Like making a paper.
Yep. Then open it up. You're going to use your writing thing, pencil, pen, whatever, to draw the y-axis down the middle and the x-axis across.
My pencil, when somebody stole my pencil.
Yep, that's fine. That's good.
What?
So you have your paper in fours.
So you stole it.
Dimitri, you're drawing your lines down the paper and across.
Yeah.
And then you're going to label just like this one up here, but you're going to label the colors. So I wrote red, little at the top, yellow, then blue, then green. Red, yellow, blue, green. You can use the other side. All right. As you may have noticed, around the room are a bunch of words that are feeling words, and those feeling words have a definition that goes with them. So, for example, this one says serene. I'm going to look at that word, read the definition, and decide which quadrant that should go in. Serene means I'm calm, relaxed, and peaceful. Well, calm seems like I'd be low on energy. It doesn't tell me that I'm sad or I'm feeling unhappy, so I would think I would probably be in the green section. So on my paper, I'm going to go write on green, serene. S-E-R-E-N-E. There are 64 feeling words around this room. You are not going to find all 64. but I do want you to find as many as you can in the next 4 minutes. So you'll walk around, look at a sign, and then put it in the quadrant that you think it goes. I will switch the screen so it's back up there so it gives you kind of the clues that go along with this. So that you know that when you are in yellow, you're very pleasant and very high on energy. As you're walking around, keep your distance from people. You can help each other, you can talk to each other, you can share ideas, but try to keep your distance so we're not up in each other's face. Yes?
What if terrain be in blue?
Could. You could make an argument for it too. So what you're going to find is some of these could go in more than one spot. You put them where you think they belong. Got it? Your 4 minutes starts now. Go. Finish up and head back to your table. Keep your paper out where you can see it.
Wait, how much words are in this classroom?
64. Okay, we are going to use this paper tomorrow on your assignment that will come out on Canvas. Remember, tomorrow we are not Zooming. So you're going to use it for your assignment that will be on Canvas. This paper needs to be stored in a safe place. So if you have your health folder or in your binder, or you have an area in your binder that's super safe, you need to stick it in there right now. And then we're going to have somebody walk the grid and go to a spot on there, and we'll figure out what their feeling is according to our book.
I'm going to sacrifice.
Next week, I'll give you guys a paper that looks like this, and you'll have all the words. And we'll start using them.
Well, next week will be our last day of health.
I don't know if we'll be in here again. Okay. Who wants to give me a coordinate? Or go stand in one?
1 and 1.
Okay, Tegan, go stand somewhere in the room. Okay, so Tegan is standing at over -1, down -1, and she is apathetic. That's your word. Gavin, go stand somewhere. Gavin's working on it. He's finding +5 and what? +2? So over 5, up 2. Gavin, I need you to act thrilled right now. Because you are thrilled. Like it's Christmas morning. Or we just won the baseball state championship. So act a little thrilled.
This is Christmas morning.
There he goes. Okay. Let's do one more. Who wants to go? Marin, go find a spot and stand. Okay, Marin is -5. We're going to call you, you either have to choose -1 or +1. So -5, are you going to be on that side of the rope? This side. This one? You are. Okay, get ready. You get to act this out, Marin. Make sure you can see it. I'm terrible at filming. That's Tegan. There she is. Act disgusted, Marin, because you're disgusted. I love it. I love it. Okay. So we will keep up with this as long as I can keep my yarn up. We'll keep it up. This one keeps falling. But we'll keep it up as we talk through these. All right? Pack up, line up.